work is really about creating a venue for our mo'olelo to be shared with the next generation. Yeah. The work that we do is taking traditional mo'olelo, traditional oral history, traditional mo'olelo from various, oh, nana. Yeah. You'll probably see some familiar faces in these ki'i, yeah? Taking these oral histories from old newspapers or actual sitting down with kupuna and listening to the mo'olelo and then scripting them and creating Hana Keaka or Hawaiian medium theater, yeah? In this effort, we started in 1995. And it started as kind of like a little project. As an undergraduate, I wanted to do a senior thesis. So I went and picked a mo'olelo that I was familiar with. I'm from the island of Kauai. And growing up, I heard the story of Kalui Ko'ola. That was a story I knew. And on Kong radio, yeah, only one station, yeah, at that time, this is years ago, they would continue to play that Napali Outlaw, yeah, written by Carlos Andrade. So that was something that stuck with me. And I came to school, I ended up reading in 402 the mo'olelo in Kumu Puananiopaoakalani's class. And I said, this is it, this is the mo'olelo. And make a long story short, after begging a number of friends to please come and play with me, yeah, I promised to feed you guys, yeah, we're going to learn theater. And we put that show together, and that was in 95. Since then, we've had a number of different mo'olelo that we've told. We've told mo'olelo for Navahio Colonial Pu'u. We've told mo'olelo for different kupua, Mauia Kamalo, Kahokala Kupua Kamoku, and Mauia Kalana, the story of him learning the secret of fire from his anake, the alai, the mud hens. And then another mo'olelo was Kamapua'a. And this mo'olelo has stayed with a number of us for a number of years. We have remounted this production a total of 5 times. And that's over a 4-year period. Casts have changed. Kamapua'a has changed. But our closing production, I want to say our closing production in 2008 was with the same Kamapua'a that opened the production in 2004. No lila, ke ia mau ki'i, he mau mo'olelo kona ki'i. As you can see right over here, that was our mo'o wahine. We did stories for Kauai, and one of the goals was to do stories that, not everybody knows, yeah? So in our research, we kind of went and looked for stuff that we could share and kind of spell out for everybody. Hey, Kamapua'a never just steal chickens, yeah? He did this, and he did this, and he did this. And by doing that, we are able to share and kind of like create a pride in our mo'olelo, yeah? And to help empower identity, yeah? We're doing it in the language. It's a political statement. I mean, you don't just get up and, what we choose to speak means a lot, yeah? Right now, I want to hit everybody, so I'm speaking in English, yeah? I want to make sure everybody walks away with something today. In Kamapua'a, we were very fortunate to get support from the university. We got money to buy props, as you can see, or to buy things to make props. We also got a little startup fund to tour. So this particular production, we was able to take to pretty much all the neighbor islands. Being a Kauai girl, every time we do a show, I book Kauai first, because I know what we didn't have, yeah? And I want to make sure I take it back to my community. And that's the first thing, yeah, to take it home. Also, in this kind of adventure of going here and there and sharing the mo'olelo at the various punana throughout the state, the various kulakaya puni throughout the state, we have been very fortunate to take it internationally as well, and to share at different conferences and different festivals. One particular conference was WIPSI, yeah, in Aotearoa, in Waikato. We were able to be a part of a huge indigenous people powwow, I guess you would say, the last night event. There was 10,000 spectators in the audience, and all of the indigenous peoples that came either performed dance or theater or music. We were on just before Catch a Fire. How's that? Yeah. So it was a weird kind of mix of different indigenous artists who shared that night. And I think most of us who were on stage that night would agree that that was one of the most exciting experiences of our life. The audience there, even though not everybody spoke Hawaiian, was one of the most sophisticated audiences that we've ever performed for. They caught everything. They were yelling, they were booing, they were like cheering. We did a particular scene that Kaluapi'i Lahaina was involved in. It was about ke kai ha'akulo, kaiki ha'akulo. And Kamapua'a, when he goes to Kaiki, he meets ke kaiki ha'akulo, falls in love with her. Yeah? He notices that there's a lot of huki down there in Kahiki at that time. And he wants to restore power to Kaiki Ha'akulo's father, who was the reigning ali'i of that time. So he goes to rescue Kekai Ha'akulo, yeah, older sister of his significant other, and take out Lono Ka'eho, who was a tyrant and just driving people mad, yeah, driving people crazy, treating people badly. In one of these photos, you'll probably see an image of Lono Ka'eho. I'll point him out when we see it. So in sharing that particular mo'olelo, there was themes that people in the audience could relate to, even though they didn't speak Hawaiian. And it was really awesome to share these mo'olelo that had common themes, I think. There was issues of domestic abuse in that particular scene, yeah? And the actor who played Lono Ka'eho, actually, I have a little short story. After we performed, yeah, at this Waikato Stadium where they play rugby, huge place, we went to a place on Hood Street to go get chips and fish or what, burgers, whatever. We went to go eat. And there was an individual, a Maori gentleman, who was at the performance. And he actually went up to one of our actors, the guy who was abusing, yeah, the other female in the play, and told him, "Hey, you know what I am?" He was whacking the wahine on the stage. And he was like, oh, I was acting. A huge Maori man coming up to him. So it resonated, the story resonated in the community. Even after we was off stage, we had reactions, you know? So it was a very exciting experience. And what you call, I think that was Kukaho'omalu Souza. It was him. He played the abusive character, the tyrant. And so he was a little bit shocked, yeah? When we were cornered in that eatery on Hood Street. So this is, this is the scene with Kaiki Ha'akulo and Koea. And in a second, this is the character, but this is not Kukaho'omalu. This is Kamakana Ka'imuloa, yeah? And he was a large gentleman too, yeah? So when he put on all the costume that we had designed for him, it made him so much larger than life, yeah? And very, very exciting on stage. You will see pictures of the kids cringing, yeah? I was the one getting lickings in this version of the story, yeah? the other thing, again, I want to share is taking it back. Oh yeah, so Kamapua'a takes him out by spearing him, and his only area that he calls Navali, yeah? So his piko, he said, was the only part of his body that wasn't like strong like stone. And so in their polulu, yeah, back and forth, this information is revealed, and Kamapua'a takes advantage of that, spears him and takes him out, yeah? Nolila, in mo'olelo that we do, it has, I think, strengthened us as individuals to connect with the community, yeah? You see the keiki and their reaction, and their faces speak 1,000 words, yeah? They're why we're doing what we're doing, yeah? This is absolutely why. To be able to give them something that they can feel proud of, yeah? That they can say, oh wow, olelo is not just for the classroom, yeah? Ola ka olelo, mavaho Kuhinapapa, ai? Ha'i olelo na kupuna, ha'i olelo ke ia mau kanaka, alilo ke ia mau mea Hanakeaka I mau me'e, yeah? These actors you see here, they become something to aspire to, yeah? We had Keiki talk to us after and tell us, wow, I like being an actor, yeah? So it's opening the door for them too, yeah? For them to think, wow, I can write stories, I can create theater, yeah? And, oh, this is our cross-dressing scene. Mahalo nui ia ke ia mea mahu, yeah? Ke ia mau mea. Mau kane, ai, and then nana ina keiki. Nui ka aka, hene ko aka, nui ka mahalo. And mahalo ke ia po e Hanakeaka ke kahi. Oh, ke ia ka mo'olelo o ku ilio loa, yeah? He kanaka, he ilio no wai anai, ai. Kahi mea ea yeah? No ke la me ki ia mo'olelo, ma ke la me ki ia mokupuni, he mana o ko a paha ko ka mo'olelo. A ole paha ma Kamapua'a. Yeah, nana, oh, and then hene wale ka aka, nana. Yeah, so with Mauia Kamalo, we made a conscious decision that when we toured, we made the story relevant to the place we were in, yeah? So if we were performing on Maui, yeah, we would say Haleakala, yeah? But when we were on Oahu, we did everything Oahu-centric, yeah? So we did Haleakala in Nanakuli. It's here, we get evidence, yeah? So we went ahead and localize the story. And it was just minor tweaks and changes in the performance, yeah? For when we traveled, for the actors to adjust to. So mo'olelo, ka'analike ke la mo'olelo me ka la hui. The hanapu'ana, yeah? So this is perfect transition. I want to talk about how Hula and mele has really been integral in this new kind of medium of sharing mo'olelo, yeah, of Hanakeaka. So Hula and oli mele have been used in various ways to, one, move the story along, yeah, two, set a foundation for the story. So sometimes we've opened up with a mele that's kind of like an epilogue or a synopsis, letting you know where we're going on this story, what's going to happen, who are the players. And it gets people makakau, right, to receive. Other times, in this particular scene, prior to this, when we're transitioning, when Kamapua's coming back from Kahiki, because Pele sent her fire, yeah? And eha kona mau maka, yeah? And he chants, ke ki imaine ke ahi o kapo ya ue hele wau, yeah? So he talks about this fire, yeah, this ahi from the pool is calling him, and he has to go. He has to follow it. Otherwise, he can't extinguish that pain, yeah, that's in his eyes. So he goes, and to show his leaving of Kahiki, his crossing of the waters, and his kinoi'a, yeah, kinoi'a or fishborn, yeah, we chose the use of hula and a little bit of modern dance to show his encounter with Namako Kaha'i. Yeah, Namako Kaha'i knows her sister Pele has called Kamapua'a, so she tries to intercept. Yeah, and she actually gets him in the kai as he's approaching Oahu, and they battle a little bit, and she throws him up on the pali. Yeah, so in order to illustrate that, yeah, yeah, this is exciting for us. Pili was a part of our production. She got to return to her school. This is Kuala Pu'u Elementary of Molokai. So after that transition, he moves on from Oahu, that encounter with Namako Kaha'i, to Hawai'i, Moko Keawe, and into Halima'uma'u. Yeah, he goes up to Akaniakolea. So what we wanted to do was we wanted to transition and show, hey, this is something everybody out there knows, yeah? And so when I sat down with Snowbird and we started talking and collaborating, and that's really, you know, what this is all about. You know, it's not one person makes a show. It's the whole cast coming together and working towards a common goal of sharing this mo'olelo. So we talked and she said, boom, it popped out, yeah? She was like, you know, komu maloko halimama, that's it, right there, we're gonna do it. So it was able to transport us, that mele was able to transport us into Halima'uma'u. And then the story unfolds. The teasing begins, yeah, between Kamapua'a and Pele. The teasing, the fighting, yeah, hakaka aku hakaka mai, yeah, hene hene aku hene hene mai, and huamuamu, that's the other thing, yeah, huamuamu. They start to be very disrespectful. This is the scene. They start to be very disrespectful with one another, yeah. Some people like to call this the pa'alimamua, yeah, the foreplay between Kamapua'a and Pele. I don't know, yeah, that was an interpretation. So anyways, they call out to their akua when they're battling. Lono ka'eho is summoned. You can see the ahi, yeah, we used fabric a lot in the production to show different elements of nature, yeah. We wasn't gonna, you know, like pay some big money for pyrotechnics, yeah, and light fire in the theater. That's a no-no, yeah. So we chose the use of fabric. Oh, and this is Lono Ka'eho in another version, in the original version of the story. And this was Pele in her old woman form. So we also chose to use masks for various characters. Yeah, Kawakeki-kan. And there's Kanua. See, this is Kahiki. They have a Pa'ina after, yeah? After he comes in and what you would call Kalamai. He comes in and kind of saves the place, yeah? He restores power. And every place he goes, yeah? When he fixes things, this is what people don't really realize. When he fixes things, he's always offered to step up in rank, yeah, to become ali'i. And he denies every time. Kalamai na kamali'i, ike ia he mo vayuku'i, aali ia he mea maui. Hiki no, he mo'olelo kolohe ke ia no Hawai'i. Yeah, kui kui laua, hina hina, kui kui laua, hana hana, yeah. Mahalo wau ina mo'olelo kolohe, yeah. Yeah, ko'opoi kupuna, mau mea kolohe. Yeah, so kolohe wau ke kawi. Okay, Nolila and Kapo, yeah? Po ma'ilele, kama'aina pama, yeah. So she's summoned as well by Lono Makua at a point of distress where Pele is not having Kamapua'a anymore, yeah, Walava. And she's come to distract, yeah, Kamapua'a. And the story goes on, yeah, yeah. Huaka'iaku oia I Maui, yeah. He reaches Maui and kamali'i ale o ha'i mo'olelo, yeah, you know. Okay, okay, I think I touched on all the different points of Kamapua'a, the reason why we do the things we do. The mo'o wahine. This was a fun costume. Was tricky getting in and out of, yeah, but was very fun. I really need to applaud all of the actors and actresses that we've worked with, because in a story like Kamapua'a, there isn't 5 characters, yeah. We're talking 45 characters. So everybody is, you know, triple cast sometimes, yeah? And they have these crazy costume changes in the wings, between scenes, and it can get quite hectic. It's good for bonding though, yeah? This is us in Palau, actually, at the Festival of Pacific Arts. We performed there. We also performed in Nomea, Caledonia as well, for the 2000 Festival of Pacific Arts. And this theater, the Naraka Mayong Theater, was built actually in Ko'or, Palau, just for the festival. Yeah. So we were like one of the first groups to perform on the stage. Pretty exciting, pretty exciting. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna share a little bit of video, and then hopefully my koko'olua is here. Yeah. I think these are times that we'll never forget, yeah, as cast members. And you see the props table, yeah, rules, yeah, no touch the prop, it's not yours, you don't touch, yeah, big rule, okay. Okay, I'm gonna share a video. The video I'm gonna share is from 2008, and this was a true collaborative effort between Kapahula Lehua and Kahalo Hanakeaka. Kumu, Hula, Snowbird, Bento, and myself sat together and we decided on, okay, what can work on a stage and what can we reinvigorate, stories that perhaps we've done before, and then to use hula and mele to tell that story, to move that story along. So I'm gonna share what you call a video. All these elements in nature definitely influence and inform our work, yeah? Before I put the video on real quick, in 2004, when we were putting Kamapua'a together, we came to a juncture where we're kind of like, oh man, are we gonna be able to do it, yeah? And all of us gathered up in Kuiuwa'a, yeah? And it was amazing what happened, yeah? There was all pua'a. I don't know if you've ever seen this before, pua'a in the clouds. It was absolutely amazing. It was the peak kamanene. Yeah, it was like chicken skin moment. We all, mostly the wahine was crying, but you know, maybe some kane, the halo, ilo ikwai maka, yeah? And it, you know, these elements have definitely, like in nature, have kind of told us, hey, you're on the right path, you know? And of course, the kupuna that have consulted with us have also been encouraging and saying, no, this is how it is, you know? This is the stories I was told. You continue, you move forward, yeah? You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And that is the best ho'oia in the whole wide world, is hearing it from the lips of the kupuna, yeah? Okay, video. Taking you guys to a performance at Waikato, sold out performance, super exciting. So we opened with the 16th va of the Kumulipo, which is Maui Akamalo's va. Yeah, so we opened up with that. This is La'akapu Lencheko. You guys know him probably. Let me get the volume happening. don't think I'm plugged into the sound. Oh, here it is. Oh, now no ke ia. Kala mai a'ale wau ka Hawaiʻi me ke ia ano mea. Sound. O ka leo. Where I point? Oh, here we go.
It's going up.
Oh, it's going up. Okay, fabulous.
It's at 20.
It's at 20 and she's 0. Okay.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Okay, maybe.
Mai. Yeah. Just... la I hope ia, ka apuni ana. Holo kiki ka la I ka lani. So that's the mo'olelo of how we get our seasons, yeah, the kau and the ho'oilo. It's the agreement between Maui Kamalo and the sun. Yeah, so he snares the sun, slows the sun down, and I have an ailike. Yeah, akahi no kaua man kaua, one season for each of us. Yeah, and there's an agreement that in the kau, the summer days are going to be much longer, and ho'oilo, it's left to the sun to run as rapidly as he would like to go through the sky. Yeah. So that is an example of how hula and oli has been integrated into, I guess, this Western media or medium of theater. Yeah. With the ha'i mo'olelo integrated as well. Okay. I do have another short clip. If you guys would like to, I did receive a text from my co-presenter. She is stuck at Kamehameha at a meeting with the headmaster. They have like a faculty meeting. Yay! Yeah, so my ka'i, I'm so sorry that I was not able to provide her here today, but schedules sometimes can get very huikau. I'm gonna really quick kind of upload something, and if you would like, ask question. If you guys want to ask question, what I have is like a condensed, like 2.5 minute clip of Kamapua'a from 2004. So I just want to share that because that was Maui Kamalo. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But if people have questions, we can do that. Anyone get questions? Or mana'o. It doesn't have to be a question, it can be a mana'o, right? Because there's a number of people in the room actually who I've had the pleasure of working with and been fortunate enough to, work with those talents. And if you guys have mana'o, please do share. You can share. Keia maula. Keia maula. O makana wau I oi hana ho ma ke kulanui ma ke ana Hanakeaka. No leila I ko'u kuhi e lo'a na he mao Hanakeaka o la Hawai'i ma ke kahua Hanakeaka o ke nui. A pela pūpaha I loko o kela hale Hanakeaka li'i ka Earl Ernst Lab Theater. So ano pi hoi hoi ke ia I kela hana. Kalawai. Don't want to go through all of this. I'm going to get to that Kamapua clip. Kalawai. Okay, let's go ahead and play this guy. And then I have questions. Sorry about the sound. Yeah, Kalamai, that was 2007, not 2004. I'm still trying to work on the 2004 footage to put that together. Hinina paha ka ke kahi, he mana'o paha ko ke kahi. Nina mai.
Ina wai paha ke na kula kai kuni ke ho kumu ke ana ila ka hawi na tia ka oroai ya ho kumu ai.
Ina hoi hoi, I kama I o ka ua. Hiki au ke ho I ke kahi mau mana'o no ka ho'onohonoho ana I ka ina mo o leo Hanakeaka a ke kahi mau ia hana e mina keiki, e mau exercises paha, alina haku, ke ano, alehele e haku ai na Hanakeaka. Keia kau e ho'omaka ana I ka pokahi, a ona wau he papa kahua Hanakeaka. Malala o ka waiwaiani, Center for High Language, he papa a'ale haku a ka ho'okahua Hanakeaka. Lo'a kai mo'olelo a ho'okahua ia. Olila I nā hoihoi oi I ke kahi ano papa, ai ole makemake kuka kamaʻili o wale no. Ea mamake wau e mea haku I ke kahi ano mea e kokua aku ai I nā kumu no mea ke kahi o keia mau mea hiki no I nā kumu ke hana no ka lumi papa. A he mea le'a. Ike wau ua hana oi, ia, kalua. Ea hana oi a me kāna mau haumana. He mea maikaʻi loa keia. He mau mana'o paha kou no ka haku ana I nā mea makao papa.
Well, I'm a kumu at Puananiopaoakalani in Wahine. And this past year, I worked with a hui that focused on Keaka, the story of Keaka, and so we pulled out a portion of her journey through a part of Wahine, Mahiki, and we looked in the newspaper and we read it Mako'olelo Hawai'i and English, and we created a play. But it was only through my experience with Hailiʻi guys that I kind of knew, you know, how to start and try to pull something off. And we did it for our Hula drama, and I think it was awesome. The kids have a fun time.
And they feel good about creating, taking part in that creation. It's huge. They own the work, yeah? And it's empowering. It's very empowering. And it's a ho'ola of mo'olelo and language, and yeah, it's very exciting. Very exciting. All right. Kahi. Mea ho'aku. I don't want to make anybody tardy to their next ha'i'olelo. Yeah. I know there's something on the books for 3:30. That's why I think Auntie Merv is talking at 3:30. But anything else? Well, I want to extend my mahalo. Ya o ko pakahi a pauloa no ka noho ana a honui mea o ke ia ha'i'olelo no ka Hanakeaka Hawai'i. Mahalo.
sheet.
I
The sign-in sheet.
I
Thank
do.
you. Great.
Yes.
Sign-in sheet. Aloha, everyone.
Aloha.
I have a sign-in sheet going around if anyone's interested for emails, and I may be short of a few handouts. And I'm very excited to have everyone here. But I can email it to you if I don't have enough. And if those of you who know me already, I can already get to you. Okay. So.